Alright, man, we are back in the building, man. It's Player Talk Radio, man.
Get out your feelings and get into the mix where DJ Young Kuda drops some fly-ass game on
we are back
you.
in the building, man. So where I left off on the last show, I was talking about your life is filled with generalizations and stereotypes. And I said, what I was saying was true because it's a form of domestication. Your life is built on stereotypes and generalization. And it's a form of domestication. Growing up in a household, learning how to behave, getting a job, keeping a job, getting paid, their whole system is stereotype in the form of domestication. When I talk about you receiving a paycheck, I'm stereotyping the form you're going to receive it in. Are you going to get a direct deposit? Are you going to get it via pay stub? Are you going to get it electronically? However, are you going to get it through PayPal? How are you going to get your paycheck? And if I say these methods, I'm stereotyping the way you can get those, you can get your funds, because this is typically how it comes to you. I'm assuming. I don't understand why motherfuckers that call themselves grown can't understand this concept when it applies to people and things. So what I'm saying is, it's a form of domestication. It's a form of growing up in a household. It's a form of getting a job. It's a form of blending into society. It's a form of being an individual and want to say that you're independent and you can do all of these things and you're stronger and you're. See, that's the thing, man. I feel so bad. And then this is the thing with this whole podcast shit, man. The thing is that a lot of people, they hate being judged and generalized when they judge and generalize and stereotype things. You understand what I'm saying? And what it is that you like to hear game. You like to hear information from me. But then at the same time, it's like people, they want to hear you speak the game, but then at the same time, they like what you're saying. You like what you hear, but then at the same time, when you want to regurgitate this information because the shit that the motherfuckers say is so goddamn cold that you want to regurgitate this information. But in a lot of cases, now that we live in an independent society, you want motherfuckers to think that you came up with that shit. You don't want to give nobody credit. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you hear this information, you like to, your mind, people are so independent minded nowadays, is that when they hear something, a lot of times they go back in their own mind and want to make it seem like they came up with the shit. Like, the shit's so cold, you want to make it seem like you thought about this information. You know what I'm saying? People hear the game that I'm saying, and then they go and then they, y'all guys hear the game that I'm talking about, and y'all go and talk to your little friends or your co-workers or whoever, and what you'll do is, you'll make it seem like you said the shit, or like you knew the game, but you hear it from here. I understand that's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Plenty of people listen to my podcasts and get game, and I see them regurgitating what I'm saying on their podcasts. You know what I'm saying? Podcasts that aren't even around right now, or they slow down. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking to someone in particular. I'm talking about a group of people. Plenty of people, and even the fans. We're not even talking about the fans. And then Nature Boys people that's over here. Come on, man. They listen to the game and see why he's a fraud. Why he out there doing R. Kelly type shit. Nature Boy's on some R. Kelly type shit. Come on, man. And what it is you like to hear information from me, but at the same time, we'll repeat this information like you'll go back and make it seem like you thought about the information. Because people like to make it seem like they're that independent. They came across this information by themselves. Man, plenty of people listen to my podcast, get game, go regurgitate it, and don't give no type of credit to me for it. You know what I'm saying? And then I put in a whole bunch of work. I'm consistent. And then next minute, I'm wrong for asking for credit for doing what I do and doing and how I give back on my platform. I'm wrong for asking for credit. Okay. But that's neither here nor there. You see what I'm saying? So now, let's go over today's show topic, man. Cause I get tired, man. I put out so much game on my shows. If you fucking listen to it, man, I come off as ignorant. I come off as, but motherfuckers that really listen and understand what I'm talking about, niggas will tell you I'm far from it. You know, people like, why would you listen to him? And okay, good. One thing I like about the game and how people talk about the game is because it's disguised. It's disguised as, you know what I'm saying, as some corny shit. It's disguised as some whack shit. It's disguised as some, you know, as some off the wall shit. But it's really disguised knowledge. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to fucking get at you guys. Like, y'all motherfuckers, y'all just, man, people just be so on a high horse, man, and will call you ignorant, but you'll see who's really ignorant in the end. Shit that I'm telling you, man, it's some real shit. Now, let's get into some game, man. I already spent a good amount of time in the building. We are back in the mix. It is Player Talk Radio, man. It is the kid, Young Kuda. I am definitely the CEO of my own shit. And we're gonna get into some game.
Damn, son. Yeah. You just been cracked in the head with another DJ Young Kuda exclusive.
Alright. You know what I'm saying? Because next minute I'm wrong for asking for credit for what the fuck I do. People say they like when I'm cocky like that. Anywho, we're gonna talk about the compliment guide to self-gauging. I butchered that whole shit. We're gonna talk about the compliment guide to gauging someone's self-esteem. Now, I talk about compliance tests. And I talk about a lot of different things. And I tell you guys too, you can learn from people's, you know, their level, like, you know, when someone's thankful. Like, if you do something for somebody, if you want to truly know if they're thankful, gauge them on their response of how thankful they are. You know, a lot of people are thankful, but a lot of times too, when we go out of our way to do things, we want people to practice gratitude. And it's not about practicing gratitude, but it is about practicing gratitude and remembering that to practice gratitude. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that when you're thankful for something and you're extremely thankful for something and you're paying attention and you understand life, you will understand the importance of someone having gratitude towards the things that you do for them. And this is not always gonna be the case and factor to people when they're accepting thankfulness and praises. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever you've done for them. This is not always, they're not thinking like this. You understand what I'm saying? So don't make the false assumption of saying that, you know, this person's not thankful for some shit that you did because they didn't practice gratitude in the way that you wanted them to. You understand what I'm saying? And people do this all the time with the concept of God. You know, sometimes people will say, hey, God, I gave a bunch of homeless kids 1 million toys last month. So I know that if I do this, by your standards, you're supposed to give me a $1 million house in a, you understand what I'm saying? That type of shit. You know, learn how to do things without looking for gratitude in return. You understand what I'm saying? But understand there's a fine line of the price that you put on doing things. You understand what I'm saying? So when you do things for somebody, you know, you have to learn how to be, just take it. It's a universal law that, you know, okay, yeah, you could get something back, but just don't think about that. Learn that, you know, you're good. You like to do things for people, but at the same time, you have to learn the fine line to put a price on the things that you do for people. And this is when you become confident in what you can do for people. This is when you become confident in what you have to offer. This is when you become confident that you can do things out of being an asset to somebody. You understand what I'm saying? This is being confident about your capabilities on your merit of doing something for somebody. Breaking it down. So, when people are thankful, you're gauging their level of gratitude. This is just passion, y'all. When I talk about the game, you're gauging their level of gratitude towards, you know, what you did. But a lot of people get caught up in the misconception that, you know, what they do gets a certain response. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they try to measure what they do for you as the form of how you should get them back. And in a couple cases, that's true. That's where the exception is. But if you have an exception, you accepted what I said. It's true. Anywho, I'm going off a topic. My bad. I'm digressing like a motherfucker right now. But anywho, you can learn about how someone is thankful on their level of gratitude. You know, you can see what kind of level of gratitude they would have had, you know, if they don't accept it the way you wanted them to. Anywho, this is a social construct, because if, you know, you believe in God or Jesus and know the intricacies of being thankful and grateful for certain things, how they could be perceived or judged, that is, you know, that same law is similar with a compliment. You know, it's similar with a compliment. Like, when you give someone a compliment, because it's something that follows you around, you know, when somebody does something, people are going to be doing things for you all throughout your life. And your level of thankful, you know, being thankful to them, you know, there's a resting level of how you act and respond that you're probably not aware of, that you have to take into account, you know, how you're really thankful about things. You understand what I'm saying? Because your thankfulness can, in a universal law, dictate what you receive. That's why if you read The Power, you know, the same author that wrote The Secret, on the second book of The Secret, look up the book The Secret and the movie The Secret, she comes out with another book called The Power. And The Power is really practicing gratitude in life, not just with women, but just in life. See, y'all motherfuckers think y'all gonna sit up here and think that I'm gonna, oh, this is how you get a bitch, this is how you get a bitch. I'm gonna tell you how you get one, but I'm gonna tell you some real life shit. So, with a compliment is similar, because this is how you accept people's, you know, their perception of you. This is how you accept someone saying, damn, you're handsome. Damn, you're cute. Damn, you're pretty. Damn, you understand what I'm saying? This is how you accept that shit. And how you accept that shit, you know, you have to understand that, you know, hold on, let me push this button over here. Hold on. Okay. Anywho. So yeah, when somebody compliments you, man, you're you know, this is a form of saying thank you. When somebody gives you a compliment, there's loopholes, social loopholes in this shit. The American, you see, I get a ones up because I do my research and my study on shit. The American dialect is fairly new, so there's gonna be a limited amount of human response to certain shit. You understand what I'm saying? So when someone compliments you, it's similar because it's something that follows you around. you know, your looks, on how you feel about yourself, and your level of confidence. You know, it kind of teaches you about those things. You know, when somebody compliments you, and how you show that you're thankful that somebody compliments you. It teaches you, you know, it shows you. So, you know, I talk about compliance tests, you know. If you're holding a woman's hand and you let go and she's still holding on to your hand, she trusts you. If you're opening your hand out towards her and she puts her hand in your hand, she trusts you. If you finger signal, like if you give her a finger signal, like come here, and she comes to you, she trusts you. And you can get this compliance too with women that you just met. So when you do this, I want you to look at it as a compliance test, or an engaging test to see if she, you know, where her confidence is at. This gauges you. It gauges someone, like their level. So let me tell you how to tell a little bit about somebody when you give them a compliment. Okay? So we're gonna talk about reaction and self-esteem. Now, the reaction will tell you her self-esteem level. Don't argue with me, just hear what I'm saying. So when you give her a compliment, you know what I'm saying? You should only use compliments when a woman, you know, least expect them, in a lot of cases too. How you set up a compliment will let her, it's a knee-jerk reaction. How you I'm giving y'all gasoline right now, son. Yo, if you want to donate, son, donate at CUDAKID, the number 8 at yahoo.com. Through PayPal, man. I'm telling you, dog. I'm giving you some gasoline right now, man. I'm telling you right now, son. Just hear me out. When you compliment women, you want to give it to her when she least expected, or when you reward her, you know, when you reward her, you know, for doing something, you know, you compliment them. So what you want to do is you want to gauge her reaction. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you give her a compliment, you know, you should carefully observe her reaction, you know, to get a sense of her self-esteem. Now, a woman's self-esteem, fellas, and everyone's self-esteem, it translates to their sexual self-esteem. Their sexual self-esteem. Write this down. So what happens is when you compliment them, you know, you get this out of them. Okay? So now, my bad, I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be to her sexual self-esteem. Okay? Now, I'm gonna give you a guideline in determining her self-esteem based on the reaction to a compliment. See what I'm saying? Now, her reaction, this shouldn't be a focal point, but this is just good data to have. This is not a focal point, and this doesn't judge her whole life, because I know women, not all. I'm gonna get that shit on a hat. I'm gonna make some not all shirts. I'm gonna make some hats. Not all. We know not all. God damn. But you need to use this, you know, you need to add this, you know, into her overall demeanor and how she is. Conjunction. It's in conjunction with it. Alright, so listen. When you give her a compliment when she least expected, or, you know, you give her a rewarding compliment or a genuine one, if she denies it, she has low self-esteem. If she denies it, she has low self-esteem. if she smiles or she looks away or she blushes, she has a slightly low self-esteem. And a lot of times when you look at a woman's body, or, you know, if they have acne on their face and all this other stuff, you can just tell. So when you compliment them, come on now, it's a cheat code. Sometimes you need a cheat sheet. So anyway, if she blushes, smiles, and looks away, she has a slightly low self-esteem. If she returns and compliments you back right away, because sometimes, you know, this is just a knee-jerk, because this is a knee-jerk reaction, by the way. This is a knee-jerk reaction. She has a good level of self-esteem if she returns a compliment. For real. So, she has a good level of, you know, self-esteem. Now, if she blushes at you, looks at you, and smiles, she has a better self-esteem level because she's receptive to you. And actually, if she blushes, looks at you, and smiles, she's attracted to you. See what I'm saying? She's attractive to you. So, that's a good thing. She's receptive to you. Now, if she simply thanks you, she has a high self-esteem. A lot of dimes have a high self-esteem. Or sometimes even average women. You compliment an average woman, shit. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all judging people. And like I told y'all with that thing too, we're going to talk about average women. I'm going to do a show on average women. That's going to be the next topic. But this whole Rick Ross thing got me out my character. But, you know, what it is also, you know, I tell y'all guys, you know, don't judge women. Like, you know, the scale of 1 to 10 or Patrice's scale of 1 to 30, which I endorse. All that shit really don't matter. Do you like this girl or not in the end? You know what I'm saying? Now, if you compliment her and she agrees, she has too high of a self-esteem. You can have, if she agrees, she's like, man, you look good, nigga. I know. Her self-esteem's too high. See what I'm saying? So you could, you know, it's easy to recognize a woman with high sexual self-esteem. You know? So you have to recognize her self-esteem level, because in a lot of cases, this is how she's gonna go about dealing with you, or, you know, how she gonna take your reaction, you know, your interactions, and how she gonna do things, man. Real talk. Real talk. So listen, man, I've been in the building for like an hour and 45 minutes with y'all, man. The content that you wanted from me, yes, nigga, you got it. You got it today. So when you do this, I want you to look at it as a compliance test or an engagement test to see where her confidence is, man. You dig what I'm saying? So listen, man, we're gonna get into the fucking mix, man. It is the kid, Young Cuda, man. I am definitely in the building, man. And I'm definitely about to go do something with myself. So, man, listen, man. Y'all be easy, man. Let's get it, man. If you have any questions, email me at playertalk8@gmail.com. That's playertalk8@gmail.com. And look, send a donation, man. Go to PayPal. Let's send a donation to CUDAKID, the number 8 at yahoo.com. CUDAKID, the number 8 at yahoo.com. Listen, man, I'm out of the building, man. I got some shit to do, man. Shoutouts. Shoutouts to my mans right there. Alright, yo. We out.